A little bit about the life of Anthony of Egypt, or Anthony of Abbott. Anthony was born in Egypt in the year 251 to wealthy landowner parents. When he was about 18 years old, his parents died and left him with the care of his unmarried sister. Shortly thereafter, he decided to follow the teaching of Jesus. If you want to be perfect, go sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasures in heaven. Anthony gave away some of his family's land to his neighbors, sold the remaining property, and donated the funds to the poor. He then left to live a hermit's life, placing his sister with a group of women. For the next 15 years, Anthony remained in the area, spending the first years as the disciple of another local hermit. There are various legends associating Anthony with pigs. One is that he worked as a swineherd during this period. Anthony is sometimes considered the first monk and the first to initiate solitary living in the desert, but there were others before him. There were already groups of hermits in the 1st century AD living in the harsh environment of the desert region. Anthony left for the alkaline desert on the edge of the western desert, about 60 miles west of Alexandria. He remained there for 13 years. According to early sources, the devil fought Anthony by afflicting him with boredom, laziness, and lust, which he overcame by the power of prayer. After that, he moved to an empty tomb where he lived, and he closed the door on himself, depending on some local villagers to bring him food. Still, the devil battled with him and is said to have beaten him mercilessly, even leaving Anthony unconscious. When his friends from the local village came to visit him one day and found him in this condition, they carried him to the church to care for him. After he recovered, he made a second effort and went back into the desert near the Nile River. There he lived enclosed in an old abandoned Roman fort for 20 years. According to another written source, the devil again resumed his war against Anthony. Only this time he appeared to Anthony in the form of wild beasts, wolves, lions, snakes, and scorpions, threatening to attack him. While in the fort, Anthony only communicated with the outside world through a crevice through which food would be passed and through which he would say a few words. People would prepare quantities of bread that could sustain him for several months. He did not allow anyone to enter his cell. Whoever came to him stood outside and listened to his advice. Then one day he emerged from the fort with the help of some villagers who had to break down the door. By this time, they expected him to have wasted away or to have gone insane in his solitary confinement. Instead, he emerged healthy, serene, and enlightened. Everyone was amazed that he had been through these trials and emerged spiritually rejuvenated. He was hailed as a hero, and from this time forward, the legend of Anthony began to spread. In the midst of new persecutions against Christians in the Roman Empire, Anthony wished to become a martyr, and in the year 311, he went to Alexandria. He visited those who were imprisoned for the sake of Christ and comforted them. When the governor saw that he was professing his Christianity publicly, not caring what might happen to him, he ordered Anthony never to show up again in the city. At the end of the persecutions, Anthony returned to his old Roman fort. By this time, many more